Be fair in your relationships. Make sure you're as truthful in a kind way as you can be, because people really appreciate your honesty. When you lead with that, you get a lot more from others. But Pisces, you're also a really good listener. Hello, all my beautiful souls, and welcome to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah, and today I will be doing a reading for the beautiful sign of Pisces for the month of July 2024. I hope all my Pisces friends are doing well. Do let me know in the comments section how things are going for you. As you know, this is a general reading, so there will be parts that may not resonate. Remember, you are a sovereign being, so you don't have to accept things that, tarot readers or psychics or astrologers tell you. You are fully in control of what information you accept into your world and what information you decide does not kind of belong there. So make sure to remember that. As you know, I've already meditated on the cards, I've already shuffled the cards, and this is the spread that I have for you today. In the past position, we have the Knight of Swords, clarified by the Hanged Man. In the obstacle position, we have the Ace of Pentacles, clarified by the Fool. In the present position, we have the Seven of Cups, clarified by the Emperor. And in the future outcome position, we have Justice, clarified by the Queen of Cups. So definitely in the past position, you went through a change in perspective. The Knight of Swords is all about change. The Hanged Man is a card that shows experiencing a different perspective. You in the past started seeing things that you did not see before because your perspective changed, and it like opened up a whole new world for you. The Hanged Man is also about letting something go because something greater is coming for you. Something greater is in store for you. And when you experience a change of perspective, you experience a realization. When you experience realization, it is like you have new consciousness coming in. The old consciousness falls off and the new consciousness takes the place. It's almost like being reborn, if you will. But the Knight of Swords tells me that you've learned something, like the way you think has changed. You've learned to think differently. You learned some kind of a new skill when it comes to mental processes, when it comes to processing information, when it comes to seeking the real kind of essence of a connection or a situation. You're able to see deeper. You're able to see more. You're able to kind of change a perspective. You can put on one perspective and look at things. You can take that off and put a new perspective and look at things. So you've become more mentally agile. You've become more mentally sharp. Your thoughts are better in terms of you no longer spend time going round and round. You're able to see the situation. And so now things are getting kind of more interesting, because your focus has changed and your goals have also changed as a result of this new consciousness and realization. You're able to implement that in connections and situations in your daily life, which is going to give you an easier time when it comes to progress, when it comes to enjoying things that you already have. It's definitely like a leveling up in terms of your thinking abilities. Now in the obstacle position, you have the Ace of Pentacles, and you may feel like in July you may think, oh, that opportunity that came by, maybe I should have taken advantage of it. I wasn't fast enough or what have you. It's important that you know that you didn't miss anything. The opportunity will come again, and you'll be able to take full advantage of it with additional information. You'll be so much more prepared. because you kind of went off on on a little detour, right? Now that you have more information and more experience and additional perspective, you're able to take full advantage of the opportunity when it presents itself again. But it's important that you maintain trust in yourself, because the trust in yourself is going to increase your confidence. It's going to increase your belief in yourself, which is going to help you really become stronger, really become sharper as well. Also, examine your beliefs about money, examine your beliefs about security, examine your beliefs about stability, because a lot of times there's foreign energy that comes in, foreign noise from opinions of others, articles, news, radio stations, maybe movies, like, a lot of noise comes in to our mind and says this is the way security must be. But it's up to you to create your own security, and it's up to you to preserve the security that you have, and it's also up to you to realize it's really not going to make you feel more safe if you have more money. What's really going to make you feel safe is the confidence in yourself and your experience, because at the end of the day we're still living in this illusion, this simulation, this matrix, and our kind of job is to learn the lessons, and when we don't, the lessons keep repeating until we do. So it's important to kind of stay positive, even though there are sometimes, lessons that make us grow, which can make us feel that, we don't want to be positive because we don't really enjoy growing. Also, kind of make sure that you examine the lifestyle habits that you have. There are things that you can change or adjust. There are things that you can maybe do without and instead do new things that give you more joy, like painting or reading or things that are not as expensive. Maybe sometimes, people think, well, I need to have this much money in order to really fully enjoy myself. Again, it's important to examine those beliefs about security and money and things like that. With the Fool and the clarifying position, the biggest message that's coming through is try not to control things so much. Allow spontaneity into your life. Allow things to sometimes just play out as they will. But observation is super important. That's another message that's coming through, is you really need to hone down your observation skills, right? Because observation leads to reflection, and reflection leads to leveling up. Reflection is incredibly powerful. It's more important than learning new information, because when you're able to reflect, you're able to correct certain things, maybe correct certain thoughts, correct certain behaviors. So reflection is far more powerful than learning new information. People that do not reflect oftentimes miss out on important things. So paying attention is super, super important, and kind of loosening the control a little bit is what I would focus in the month of July for you, Pisces. There are choices that are coming in. You have the Seven of Cups in the present position, which tells me that you have quite a number of opportunities, quite a number of choices that are coming in. And so focus on what's truly going to make you happy, rather than focusing on what you're afraid of missing out. You don't want to approach decision making when it comes to choices by, I'm afraid to miss this out. You want to focus on what you already know is going to make you super happy, even though it may make you feel like you may miss out on something. The great thing is that it's clarified by the Emperor, which is masculine energy, and masculine masculine energy is all about structure and discipline, saying no, having clear boundaries, but also that structure is super important. Masculine energy balances out the feminine energy, because feminine energy can be quite chaotic. Feminine energy is all about creating, 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 expanding, creating, expanding. And the masculine energy comes in and says, okay, let's look at this, and let's get this under some kind of an organized structure that makes sense, that gives you enough time for personal, for professional, for, leisure, for this, for that. You want to make sure that you're balanced, so that the emperor is coming in to give you a little bit more structure when it comes to opportunities, when it comes to decision making, when it comes to your emotions, because at the end of the day, the Seven of Cups is about your emotions. And your emotions oftentimes, especially with the Seven of Cups, sorry, I was talking too fast. The Seven of Cups can be about ego, and our emotions are very closely tied to our ego. And so a lot of times our ego is like, well, I want to do this grand thing, and I want to do this impressive thing. It's okay to not be impressive all the time. It's okay to not have grand things all the time. In fact, it brings more peace and tranquility into your life, which at the end of the day is going to be much more beneficial to you. And so that's important to be aware of. It does come across, just looking at the spread overall, that you're seeking something, that there's some kind of a question that you have that is continuously going unanswered. So when it's important to remember that at some point you got to stop seeking and allow the answer to come to you. So instead of chasing something, it's important to kind of allow that to come to you. And I know that it kind of frustrates and angers people, but again, it's very, very important to remember that you've had previous lives before. The more you create resistance, the more you sort of try and force something, the more the outcome isn't going to be that great. So let's say you're hell-bent on seeking some sort of an answer regarding love, and you bring that love in, and you get what you want. There's going to be far more problems later on because of that resistance, because of that push-pull energy. It's important to simplify, 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 and find the peace within. When you find the peace within, things naturally fall into place. The more you meditate, the more that makes sense. There are many different exercises in attraction, but the most powerful one that I find is when you align yourself, when you balance yourself, the attraction is less hard. Then you can start to see that the what it is that you want naturally comes to you. Think of it as you playing with a cat or a dog. When you're like, come here right now, come here right now, the animal will move away from you. But when you have that peaceful, tranquil state, the animal naturally comes to you. This could be, this example I know is going to work for some, but not for others. But again, it's important to remember you gotta allow that control to release that control. You can't attract, because using control to attract things oftentimes, more often than not, backfires. So it's important to simplify, simplify, simplify. And it's important to, again, heal your dreams and heal whatever it is that you're trying to attract. When you imagine your dream or a goal in a bubble, and you attach a grounding cord to it, and you sort of heal it, by releasing all the foreign energy from that dream, from that goal, your goal becomes far more filled with your own energy, right? Because if I go out onto the street right now and ask people, what would you like to have right now? They're going to tell me $1 billion and a yacht. not because they truly want it, but because all the movies are all, screaming about it. The radio's talking about it, the news are talking about it, but not a lot of people would be actually happy with an obscene amount of money. For most people, a small amount of money, a nice, lovely home, family, friends, what have you, is actually more fulfilling than being a slave to $1 billion and spending most of their days in cold boardrooms with advisors, trying to manage all that money. So it's important to remember it's not about the race. We are naturally competitive, and so when others have more, we want to have what they have. So the dreams are actually created by others rather than ourselves. When you heal the dream, when you heal the goal, it becomes much easier to flow to you, and you're not sort of chasing it. And in the future outcome position, you have the Justice card, which is great because some kind of truth is bubbling to the top. And this truth is going to release certain things from your life. You will feel less burdened. You will feel much more at ease in your life. Your connections are also going to improve because you have the Queen of Cups in the clarifying position. So the connections are really going to balance themselves out. There are certain connections that will move to the background and become a little bit less important. And there are certain connections that are going to be up front and center, and they will sustain you and provide the emotional support that you very much need. Be fair in your relationships. Make sure you're as truthful in a kind way as you can be, because people really appreciate your honesty. When you lead with that, you get a lot more from others. But Pisces, you're also a really good listener, and this is going to help you tremendously in the month of July. People really appreciate your listening skills. You're definitely a really good active listener. You pay attention to people's hurts. You pay attention to people's wants. You give them value through your honesty, through your acknowledgement of them. And this is definitely going to help you with your choices. You have the Emperor, which, I don't think you realize how much power you actually have, because most of you haven't tapped into that power. And again, the power comes from healing your dreams, healing your thoughts, being in the middle of your head and really owning your space. Clearing out all the opinions of everyone, including your mother, father, brother, sister, best friend, husband, wife, neighbor, co-worker. All of those opinions have to go. Only your opinion remain, because you are in charge. And your opinion oftentimes is the one that proves correct rather than other people's opinions. But let's see what we can clarify with the Shaman's Dream Oracle card. And we've got Sky Writing. I actually haven't the Fates. Haven't seen this card in a while. The Sky Writing is all about exploring certain aspects of your life that are unique to you and you alone. That does not mean that your path will be easy, paved with gold and littered with diamonds, nor does this predict that your journey will be treacherous. It's just your path, with parts that cannot be changed and must be radically accepted as they are. In this way, whatever you're faced with, every single aspect of your life is perfect in its imperfection. So master the skill of non-judgment is basically what this card is talking about. The less you judge, the less resistance there is. When you judge another person, it's because there's something inside of you that you match with. So let's say Bob over there doesn't dress well, and you're like, Bob, your clothes are terrible. When you're judging someone, it's because you feel deep inside that your clothes are terrible, that the worst thing you can do is dress terribly because others will turn away from you. And the biological instinct kicks in, zebra in Africa getting too far away from the group, the lion eats it. So it's like we want to be accepted by others because it's safety. But when you judge others, you match their energy. And what they teach us in psychic school is to blow that picture up. You have a lot of pictures in your mind. Blow them up, blow them up, blow them up, blow. Keep blowing those pictures. If you have an expectation, blow that picture up. If you have judgment, blow that picture up. The more pictures you blow, let's say a thought occurs in your mind, immediately there's a picture, immediately you're visualizing it, blow it up. Get rid of it. Put a little bomb like from a cartoon, under that picture and just blow it up. The more you blow it up, the more you clear the energy, the more your energy is intact and foreign energy is not coming in. The more of your own energy you have, the faster you manifest, the more aligned you are. So blow those pictures up. It's a training that you have to establish within you. But yeah, once you master the skill of non-judgment, you create so much power, and you already have that power. You're just trying to tap into it. Right now, you're facing a critical moment in time with an opportunity to meet your fate, a point where you expand your influence and your capacity for abundance. So it's important to expand the cup, right? Your cup is full, but you can have a bigger cup. When you increase different skills inside your body, the cup grows, it becomes more, you can handle more. Let's also see what the angel and ancestor card has for us. And we've got Sage, be devoted and committed. Really focus on what's truly important to you. If it's family, stick with that. If it's work, stick with that. If it's friends, stick with that. Really be committed and keep showing up. And I see that a lot of you have been showing up, but try to really kind of be better organized, streamline things, make them even better than they already are. But overall, the month of July looks really great. It's going to be a wonderful month. You're going to enjoy yourself if you let go, loosen the control a little bit. Your connections are strong. All the situations in your life are working out really well. And remember, Saturn is going retrograde, so the restriction is going to fall off a little bit. You're going to feel like you're less punished. You're going to feel like it's easier. You're going to have an easier time getting things done and enjoying day-to-day life as well. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for visiting my channel, and I'll see you next time.